You should hold this. I should hold that. Can you see what I'm doing all the way back there?
I was doing a bunch of camera work for you, dog. Disturbing. I was zooming in, and then that's when you came up and grabbed the camera. I was about to make that shit go on your YouTube for real, for real.
Oh, jeez.
You know, so it showed like a little cut of you like working on the truck amongst all the videos, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. We getting it in there now. I'm gonna have to put a voice track over this.
What the fuck? I can join up with Kaz and Spotify.
Yeah.
It's like, does it just enter?
It knows because you're on the same Wi-Fi. I did too. Alright, well, we got the header up in there. I did have to tap it a couple times with the hammer to get it to come around here and around this other side here, back here, but got it up there. I don't know if you can see it, but I did get the gasket up in there. So you can see it through this hole right here. See the gasket. So, quite a work's been done. For some reason we can't get the engine to turn over, but we're not going to worry about that right now. We're going to wait until we get the starter in it. And then once we get the starter in it, we're going to try to use the starter to turn it over. And then get the torque converter bolts done. But we did get the camshaft pulley on. And so far all these bolts are going in pretty easy. We still got, let's see if I can, yeah, there you go. Nice little shot of that bolt. It's the engine mounting bolt. Still got to tighten those down. But we're going to leave those loose. Leaving everything not engine starting related loose. So all this stuff like the headers and the intake, all that stuff, that's going to be tight, but the motor mounts and the transmission mount is going to be loose. So if we have to take it out, it will come out easy. Oh, you can see the new gasket in there. It looks so good. Yeah, I just want to get a little more video of me actually working on it so you guys can see what I'm doing here, all the work that goes into it. But yeah, There's 2 of them tightened down. It's not actually that tight, but you'll get it. I'll get a real wrench on there in a minute, but for now, just trying to get these in there. That's the one I'm getting now. Wasn't even looking at the camera that one time. I'm probably just showing right here. But yeah, that's the angle I'm looking at. And yes, guys, I know there's a better way, but I like fumbling around with wrenches. Actually hands-on with it, making sure that you're doing everything the right way. Because the better way may not be the right way. This is an aluminum head, so throwing an impact on it would not be a good idea. So, I'm going to putz around with this for a little bit longer, get the rest of these in there. None of the rest of them are in there. Just these 3, so I'm gonna put the rest of those in there and then I'll probably start up the video again. See the new gasket in there. A little more video of me actually working on it so you guys can see what I'm doing here. All the stuff that goes into it. But, yeah, there's 2 of them tightened down. It's not actually that tight, but just try to get these in there. And yes, guys, I know there's a better way, but those should be in now.
Still got one back here, like right over here.
On this
Up
pipe?
here. Yeah, up here.
Right here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Yep.
And then what about this one right here?
One of them looks loose, but it's actually really tight.
Yeah, that one's good. So yeah, it's just that one up in the corner.
I did all of those hard ones first.
Yeah, so that one that you're working on and then that one up in the corner I showed you are the only ones left. Always the rest of them are in there from what it looks like. Yo, this video is so clear. Should zoom out a little bit, see more.
So we're getting there. You know, when I first started, this pipe was cold.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is not cold anymore. You don't have to hold it yet. Perfect. Alright, so we're gonna wiggle this down there. Pull this up a little bit. Wiggle that down in there. Alright. Got tons of wiring and stuff all around it, so kind of just gotta be gentle and move everything out of the way. All those wires out of there. And then put this side up. Almost there. something holding us up back here. Excuse me. There we go. Alright. That's it.
Look at that.
Oh
Stay
man.
on there, boys. The top part is now on. Sooner than later, she's bitch is gonna be running.
Language on YouTube. Alright. Look at that. Oh, we gotta leave that out of the way. Start plugging her. Coils in here. I mean, our fuel injectors. If I can figure out how. Well, some of them are bent up a little bit. Looks like. There it goes. This back one. This back one. Oh, I really just did that. There we go. That feels better. There we go. Alright. Coil pack wires all ready to go. Alright, now we gotta do this side.
Oops.
It's okay, don't worry about it.
It was just one of your picks.
Alright. So this part of the wiring harness seems to be in the way. Either way. So we're just gonna move it like that. That seems to be the best location for that. Alright. Clip that one in there. Okay. Next one right here. Next one. Alright. And yes, those will snug down once you bolt them up. So there's all that. Alright. I think we're almost ready to put bolts in it. start going down with it.
Even with this big motor in here, this man still fits in the engine at the
All right.
moment.
So before I get too far with this, you can shut that off. Alright, so I'm gonna hope that you guys can see this, but I don't think that I'm gonna be able to do this with one hand. Oh yeah, look at that. There's another one down. Alright, so we're putting these intake bolts in now. Try to use the camera to see, which is a bad idea. I think we're actually gonna have to loosen these guys up a little bit. Oh yeah, loosen this guy up a little bit. That should allow us to go in there with this guy. Move that gasket out of the way. Go. Alright, now that that's loose, see this gasket down in here. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's this gasket is our issue. So if we can get this gasket to move over a little bit. Go. Let's look at those numbers too. Yeah, you see, I don't know why this is creeping like that so bad, but let's see if we can get that pick in there. That's the last one. Well, it looks like we're actually over quite a bit, so I'll get back to you in a second. I'm gonna pull this whole thing up and then. Alright, so the whole plastic intake is in and bolted down. Now we're gonna do the actual intake. Everybody says change this gasket. This gasket looks clean still. So I'm gonna go ahead and find those 3 other bolts, and then we're just about done on the top for now. I got our first AC line in, first of many. Well, I guess 2. So we're getting there. Got that header in, got this on, got the plugs in, the fuel injectors are in. They're literally just waiting to be screwed in place. So I'm gonna get that going now, that intake going now, and then I'll get back to you again. All right, so the alternator is just sitting there, but this is so you can see how far we are. Where I'm calling it tonight. This is in there. Okay, that's in there. We got the starter, the alternator, the battery, and the radiator fan. And then the engine bay is done. Now to turn it over, all we really need to do is get the starter on there, the alternator on there, and the coil packs, because we already got the plugs in, we already got the fuel rails in. So we're gonna get the coil packs on there, get the alternator, the belt, and the starter. Once we get that little bit of stuff in there, then we're gonna turn it over. We're gonna get the rest of the torque converter bolts done, and then we're pretty much good to drive it then. Well, to move it at least. We don't necessarily have to put all the cooling stuff in it yet. It's winter here in Wisconsin. We could top off on oil. We got all new oil. New oil filter. We did end up getting that header on there. We got one more bolt to tighten up in the back behind that cable there. I'm not going to be able to get the camera back there to see it, but then we have this this metal bracket right here gets put in somewhere like right here in this general area, and then we got our transmission and engine harness to be plugged in to there. So we can throw our battery in, but we're not really going to worry about any of that. We need to get that torque converter bolted down tight first, and right now there's only one nut holding it on. So we're going to get that together first before we try to move the truck. So I'm not even going to I don't even think I'm going to put the coil packs in yet. I think I'm just going to do the starter, get it to turn over, so you got only one area on the bottom of the motor that you can put your nut in. It's so hard to explain, so I'll just show you. Only this much of this is showing. The rest has this side would be the engine and the other side would be the transmission. So this is completely covered. So we're only able to work on one nut at a time, okay? So we need to put the starter in so that we can turn this. See, and then once it turns, then this one will be on the bottom. I'm gonna turn it a little bit more, turn it over a little bit more, and then that one will be at the bottom. Then we'll have them all tightened down. And then once they're all tightened down, we gotta do it again, but with a torque spec. So yeah, like I said though, we only have one of these on there and tightened up. The rest of them are just kind of sitting there. So, or they're not even on it, actually. They're just through it. So yeah, look at all the carnage from the blown motor. But yeah, let's squeeze around here. We got the battery all charged up already. So I think we're looking pretty good. This is a cracked up alternator, yes, but this is brand new. It was dropped by the company who delivered it to me. So I'm gonna have to, they said that if there's anything wrong with it, I can take it back, and I haven't had any issues with it for over 2 years now, so I'm gonna leave it. And besides that, I have 3 more. But yeah, we got the camshaft pulley back on. There was a tool for that. I think I recorded some of it, but I won't know until I get back home. But yeah, there's your. This is going to be a very long video so far, so I hope you guys enjoyed. We put a lot of work into this this video. I know I was wrenching this whole time down there trying to get that header on and that intake in. So yeah, finding hoses, looking up videos. But you guys keep watching YouTube, enjoy the content, have a good night.